Well, hello, everybody. My name is Bobbie Lancaster. I am a senior partner with Trades of Hope and a team leader with Trades of Hope. And it's just the joy of my heart to be a part of this community of women who are making a difference all over the world from their living rooms. It is the coolest thing, and I am so glad that you are with us tonight. While we're waiting for Audra to come on, she is our official partner guest tonight, and she's going to be sharing about her entire Trades of Hope experience. I'm so excited for you to hear from Audra because she's not only a top seller in the company and a senior partner, but she's also a team leader and my mentor and sponsor. It's because of Audra that I joined Trades of Hope, and it is so exciting to be able to do this work alongside her every single day. Audra, can you send me another request? I just saw it pop up and then I hit the wrong button, and then I'll let you in live. So while we're waiting for Audra, I would love to hear from you guys. If you would just drop in the chat, let us know that you're here. Let us know where you're from. And let us know if there's any questions that you have about Trades of Hope that we can answer either tonight or in the chat afterward. I know we have some partners actually monitoring the chat for us. And so they're going to be answering questions in real time. And some of the partners that are in watching are probably going to be sharing little bits and pieces of their own experience in the chat as we go along. So as I'm waiting for Audra, let me see if I can find her here. Add her. Hey, so exciting. Hey,
We did it.
How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. It looks like it's gloomy in Indiana, just like it is in Ohio.
Yes. Can you hear me okay, Audra?
The volume has changed, so it's not very loud.
The volume for me has also changed. It is not very loud.
So I'm not so sure what to do about that.
I'm not sure what to do
Aaron,
about that
can you
either.
hear our volume okay?
That's important.
Let us know if our volume's good for you, or did it change for everybody? Because it sounds very muted for Bobbie and I.
I don't know. If you are watching and you could drop a message to us in the chat and let us know if you can hear us okay, that would be incredible.
They can hear us fine. Well, we'll do the best we can, Bobbie. I think that we're trying something new tonight with doing this just live through the Facebook group. So we'll go with it.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. Well, Audra, you have done some pretty incredible things since you started Trades of Hope, and I would love it if you would just kind of share with everybody how you got here. How did Trades of Hope begin for you? What was inspiring you to take that step to become a partner?
Yeah, the story is just one you can't make up. It's one of those ones that you can see. When I look back, I could actually see how the dots connected along the path, along the way. And it's just 2.5 years ago, really was when my journey began. And I remember thinking at the time, man, it would be really helpful for my family if I could find a part-time job somewhere, because my husband and I committed a long time ago to sending our kids to private education. We just felt like that was the best decision for them during these formative years. And I think Bobbie's maybe frozen now. Oh, there you are. Okay. So, you know, we just decided we're going to continue to sacrifice and make a way for them to be in private education. But it was getting to the point where it was a little stressful. And so I was thinking I should get a part-time job. But then we already live crazy lives and our schedules were insane. And I thought, how in the world am I going to find time to work outside of my home, trying to work a full-time job and a part-time job? And so I just began to really pray on that and think, you know, about different opportunities. And it was one day that I was literally on Facebook. I have been a follower and friend of Papillon Marketplace in Haiti for about a decade. And I happened to just like a post on Facebook. And I look in my messenger shortly after, and there's a message from a complete stranger who happens to now be my sponsor, spoiler alert. When she had the boldness and courage to send me a message saying, hey, I noticed we both really love the work that Papillon's doing in Haiti. Did you know that Papillon is a partner with Trades of Hope? And I had never heard of Trades of Hope before. And so I was very interested to hear more because I was already passionate about fair trade. I've been selling fair trade for a decade and have traveled to many nations where I've seen job creation at its best. and changing the lives of people who work in artisan communities. And so I was very eager to learn more, but a little suspicious because I'd never heard of it before. But when she said Papillon was a partner with Trades of Hope, it brought immediate credibility because the founder of Papillon is one of my dearest and closest friends. And I knew that if she had been partnered with Trades of Hope for over a decade, then I can believe in it too. And then I began to ask questions, and it probably took 30 days or more for me to ask questions from Melanie, the poor thing, but she put up with me. And during that same time, though, let me say this, I also began my journey in learning about human trafficking. I began to read a lot. My daughter had just turned 14. I wanted to know how to prepare her and educate her. We live in a city, you know, so I just wanted to know how to best help my children be aware of this atrocity. And the more I read and the more I learned, you can't unlearn what you learn. It's becomes such a part of like your thought process, that you begin to wonder how in the world you could become a part of the solution, I guess. And I was feeling very small when I started to read the numbers of how many people are trafficked in the world. 40 million people trafficked in our world. That what in the world can I do? And so as Melanie began to share with me about Trades of Hope and the fact that job creation helps women who are rescued from trafficking, or helps keep women and girls from being trafficked because they have sustainable, dignified jobs, I'm thinking, well, why the heck wouldn't I do this? And it just all came together for me. And I woke up one morning and I just had this impression on my heart, like, you want to send your kids to school just like those artisans do. And I knew that day, that's when my yes needed to come. It was clear as day, and I haven't looked back since. I've been so blessed by that decision. So that's my story, and you can't make it up. That's just too crazy to make up.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy about it is that so many of the women in our community that are partners and artisan advocates have such a similar story. Maybe not every single detail, but you can see like there was a path leading them to this.
Yes.
That's been going back a long time. You know, their heart call has been leading them in this direction, and Trades of Hope becomes this place where you can put your love and your faith and your passion for a better world for all the people into one big place. And I know that I find it incredibly fulfilling. How about you?
Absolutely. I don't know what my life would be without it at this point in time, because it's become such a part of who I am, and my family is in on it too. You know, it's a part of who we are. They know, and my kids know I'm doing this for them. They understand the sacrifice that their dad and I are making for them to have the education that they have, and they also know that Trades of Hope is a part of that. And so for them to see my passion in it, and to know that we're changing the world through this work, but also impacting their lives, I hope they look back someday and recognize, you know, just how impactful it really is. I think they get a glimpse of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool to be able to be a living example of the kind of people you want them to be when they grow up.
Try to, for sure.
You're amazing. You really are. I love you so much. I'm so glad we get to have this moment together.
I know.
Yay.
Me too.
So let me ask you this: of everything that's been involved with when you first launched into Trades of Hope, was there anything initially that like really took you by surprise? Were there any little benefits along the way that you didn't see coming?
You know, Melanie had given me kind of the picture of what it could be. She painted this picture. Now, Melanie, my sponsor and now dear friend, is a national director at Trades of Hope. She's been a part of Trades of Hope for a long time and has seen the success over the years from building a team and earning an income. And so you hear those stories and you know that, but then you think, is that really applicable to me? Is this really gonna, you know, help my family the way I think it will? And within the first month and the first 3 months, I was kind of surprised at the supplemental income that it really was providing to my family. And I'm proud to say it. Like, I think a lot of times we're afraid to say that it's okay to earn an income from a missional business, because we are all about people first. but it's okay for us to say it's a blessing for our family too. And I think that the artisans would say that as well, knowing that they're helping support our families just like we're helping support theirs. That's what makes it dignified, right? And so I've never been
Yeah.
ashamed to say that it's been a blessing to my family, because from the very beginning we started to see the impact. And not only was I able to help pay for tuition, but I was able to help pay for my son's braces, and I'm able to help pay for my kids' athletic fees or their facility fees. Or so anytime that extra payment came up, I told my husband, I'm like, guess what? Like, I can do that through my business. And guess what? We can give a little more to the charities we love through my business. And so it it kind of surprised me how quickly it came. Now, that doesn't just happen without any work. You do have to put some work into it. And I was determined to do this for my family and to do this for her family. And so that's what I guess shocked me in the beginning, was that it was impactful from the very, very start.
Yes, it is very, I mean, we have it set up so that when someone places an order with us, not only does it impact our artisan communities, but we get our commission and our Sky Wallets. It's available to us within 24 hours. So when you talk about being able to hit the ground running, Trades of Hope really is designed to help us get in there and really start making a difference in our own lives as well as the artisans right away. It is so cool.
Absolutely. And too, I'll say this, is that I also saw and received feedback from Trades of Hope that my business was making an impact and a difference in the lives of artisans that we partner with. And so it wasn't just about me and what I was earning, but I knew right away that what I was earning was helping her earn what she was earning. And so it just became a motivator for me from the start as well, knowing that this was world change for my family and for hers.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit more about that, because the next thing I wanted to ask you was like, what motivated you and kept you moving forward early on, besides the mission of, combating global poverty and human trafficking, because that's enough, but like, what else really kept you going and made you feel like you were making steps in the right direction?
I loved, you know, it's hard to say this too out loud, but I'm not ashamed to say it, is that everyone should do their work because they're proud of it, and they feel like they're called to excellence in the work that they're doing. And we should just do it regardless, right? Because that's what we're called to do, whatever career path you're in. But sometimes it's nice to feel appreciated along the way. And I can't say in the time of my life where I was working that I maybe was feeling that appreciation. Not that I needed recognized, but just appreciated. And again, from the very start of the Trades of Hope journey, the recognition and appreciation for what the business was doing, my business was doing, what it was contributing, was so humbling and such an honor, to be honest with you, that that too was a motivator. It just felt really sweet to have the sisters cheering you on, to have the company recognizing you for your work, and yeah, and so that, to me, I think is just a sweet way that Trades of Hope honors its partners, is that they appreciate every bit of it that we're doing, every bit along the way. There's gratitude, and that's contagious, you know.
Yeah. I think we can both attest to this. Audra was the top seller in the company in 2021.
Top
And I was
sponsor, top sponsor.
top
Yes.
sponsor. And I was the top seller in 22. But you don't have to be the person that moves the most product in the company to feel like you're being appreciated. We have these beautiful incentives for our partners when they hit $300 in orders every month, and they get little discounts and little opportunities to connect directly with our artisan partners. And it's a kind of a tier level. So when we hit those next goals, we just are able to embrace so much goodness. And I think that keeps people going. You do not have to be a top seller to have an impact with Shades of Hope, because even the top sellers, if we look at somebody who's had a $2,500 month or a $5,000 month or even a $10,000 month, what is that compared to global poverty? What is $10,000 going to do? You know, and the truth is, it doesn't have the power to make a dent. But when we've got this entire sisterhood of women working together toward this common cause, every pair of earrings, every bracelet, all of it contributes together, and that's where we have an impact.
I think that is
it's
the
together
impact of the company is the fact that we're even recognized for achieving, you know, $300 a month. If we all did that, man, what a we would be so much more sustainable for our artisans long term. And I love that those are just even challenges each month that Trades of Hope puts in front of us just to help us hit those markers. We as a group, as a sisterhood, are a force. And if we can continue to just work our business even 15 minutes a day, we heard a training today. In fact, I think or yesterday, just about, you know, 15 minutes a day can make a difference in our business, and it can make a difference in people's lives. And honestly, when we sell things, it's not just, again, for our families or for the artisans, but I love, and what this motivates me too is that Trades of Hope is all about the give backs. You know, we're not a company where we earn things for ourselves, rewards, like we don't earn cars or bonuses, things like that, but we earn things that we get to give back to others. Again, it's people first. It's always about the people in this company, and that resonates because when I know that my parties or my pop-ups can provide free days of restorative care for survivors of trafficking here in the United States, guess what? I'm going to work a little harder to get a few more people into that party or get a few more sales, because if I can reach that next day of restorative care, you better believe that's going to be a motivating factor for me. Or if I can earn clean water for a village, or if I can earn a bike for a girl in Cambodia so that she can get to school safely. There's so many give back opportunities that Trades of Hope continues to put in front of us, because guess what? It's not about us. It's about her. And whoever that her is, you know, there's so many women and girls in the world that are in underserved and underprivileged situations that if they just had an opportunity, what would their future look like? And so I love that part about it too. It's not just about getting the pat on the back and being recognized, but knowing that my work is making a tangible difference in the lives of women across the globe. And it could be in the thousands by now, 2.5 years in. I will never know the outcome on this side of heaven. I won't. But man, just to have an opportunity to someday maybe get to meet them or get to hug them and just to get to say you're seen, you're valued, you're loved. This is why I do what I do. And she'll say, this is why I do what I do. You know, and so man, there's just so much goodness in it. I can't wait till August. I get the privilege, and so do you. Unfortunately, we don't get to go at the same time, but you and I get the privilege of going in August to Guatemala, where we're going to meet at least 3, I think, of our artisan partner groups that make some of the products for us. We get to meet them to their face. We get to tell them we love them. We get to tell them that we're so amazed by their craftsmanship and their work. We get to learn from them. We get to sit with them and share a meal. These are real women and real people with real names and families, and we're going to get to sit with them face to face. How much more of an impact will that be when we come back to say, we've been there, we've met these people, we know their stories, and I'm not going to cry, but like, I don't know that you get that opportunity in other companies. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a privilege. What a privilege to get to be a part of this.
Yes. And to do it together. I love it. Yes. Sometimes I can't believe that I didn't even know you 2 years ago. You know, it's amazing what being on a shared mission does to bond you with other people and to form these fast friendships. And I'm so thankful
that is the beauty of the sisterhood, right? I mean, I know you and I didn't know each other 2 years ago, but we were in the same place at the right time. And it was like, I just knew there was a sense about you that I just knew, oh man, she'd be so good for Trades of Hope. And little did I know that your heart was already being worked on behind the scenes. But that follow-up between you and I, it was just such affirmation of why we met in the first place. And the fact that we get to do this work together is such a blessing.
Yes. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I think we do work together and we encourage each other, but there's a lot of work that's done solo. And sometimes, even though the work is simple, it's not always easy. So I know there are probably women tuning in tonight or watching the replay later that maybe are looking at our stories and thinking, oh, my heart has been on that path, or maybe I'm the next person to say yes, or maybe I get to go on that next trip to meet the artisan partners. And I think we also need to be really, really clear that, like, sometimes it feels not so easy. It's simple, but it's not always easy. So in times where maybe you felt a little discouraged, Audra, because we are dealing with big things, when that has happened and you felt that discouragement hit your heart, what has given you the strength to overcome those things?
Yeah, let me focus on one thing first, because everything we do takes effort, right? And energy and concentration and just dedicated time, to put into something to make it great. And so I'll say first that it doesn't come without its challenges. That I'm a busy girl, and sometimes it's hard to really fit this in. Um, but again, I'm so committed to the mission of it, and committed to how it's helping my family and how it's helping um, produce jobs for women. Like, I'm committed to this no matter what the time amount I can give every day. But Melanie also told me when we first met, busy girls get stuff done. And it's true.
That's right.
And so just being committed and not giving up, not quitting. And so when you're doing this with others, when you have sisters around you who think like you and want the same things as you and have the same heart as you, man, it makes it so much easier. You have that accountability, you have that encouragement, you have the rally. I mean, I have experienced the rally with my team. Nurturing a team has been such a blessing, that we get to do this together. And so we're not alone. And so sometimes it might feel discouraging, but then I remember I'm not alone in this. I could reach out and I could ask for help. I have leaders who pour into me, who believe in me, who have trained me, who have, bestowed their wisdom upon us, from their years of experience. So never alone. We're never alone in this. And it's so awesome to know that I have now made hundreds of new friends across the nation. And I feel like I've known them for years. I feel like they've always been a part of my life. I can't imagine my life being without these women that I've met through Trades of Hope. And so those friendships and the sisterhood, to be honest with you, is what gets me through the hard times, through the challenges, through discouragement, through the frustration. There's frustration too. You might have a pop-up where your hostess forgets, or you have a pop-up where you have no orders. It happens. It's an ebb and a flow. But then you have hostesses who are freaking amazing, like one I had this past week, who literally just about hit 10 days of free restorative care for women at Elevate Academy. So it's an up and a down, but the fact that we have each other and our mission, it makes it all worth it. It makes it all worth it. And I get to have a platform. I also realize that I get to have a platform to share my story. I get to have a platform to share my heart. I get to have a platform to share artisan stories. This is not something that I had a platform before. I get to teach people about human trafficking now. I've put myself through training so that I can do that, so that I could do more. And teach people, educate people along the way. And so that is a bonus too, that I have a platform to do all of these things now that I did not have before. And I'm so thankful for that. So it's just all such a tangible way to make a difference.
Yes. And I want to go ahead and just hop in and say, from the very beginning, you are not alone. You are going to be surrounded by the person that invited you into this group. They are going to be a constant source of encouragement to you. The company itself provides all these beautiful accessible avenues for us to get information. So we have on Mondays through the school year, we kind of take a break in the summer, but through the school year, we have what's called the Monday wake up call, and different partners come in and share some of their experience and tips that have really invigorated their business and help them connect with people and share this message in such a beautiful way. We have training opportunities and workshops that are available whenever you need. And one of the things I really love is that we are busy women. All of us are busy women, right? And busy women do get stuff done. Busy women also appreciate that things get recorded so we can watch the replay when we have a second. So I cannot tell you how often I've hit a Monday wake-up call while I'm folding laundry or I'm driving a kid somewhere, just whenever I get a free second. And the stuff that has replaced what I used to do in my free seconds, this is so much better. You know, like it's so much better than binging Netflix or playing Candy Crush on your phone or whatever it is that you're doing just to kind of pass time. I mean, that's the time that I was able to say, this is what I can give to Trades of Hope. I can give my Netflix time. I can give my solitaire. I can do these things because I do have time in my life and I want to use it well. So you have so many opportunities to connect, guys. And one of the other things I want to share before we close here is that for the first time, we're able to do an opportunity event like this and be able to put in your hands the story of how Trades of Hope even happened. And so I want to show you this book. I should have flipped my camera around so this isn't backwards. But if you're dyslexic, you can easily see that it says Our Voices Rising. And there's room for you in our sisterhood, sisters. But this is Gretchen Hushkin's memoir. And Gretchen is the founder, one of the co-founders of Trades of Hope, and now our CEO. And she shares in this book the story of how she went from being a part of the orphan care system to the orphan prevention force that we are today. So she used to run an orphanage in Haiti. The first several pages of this book are just full of like miracles, really. I mean, it's a great read, and they're going to come with every single joint collection that is stemming. Do what now?
For free. You get the book for free with your joint collection. That's amazing.
That's right. So if you're thinking about joining us, be watching the chat, be watching this group, because I know Aaron and some of the other partners are going to share some details about the joint collections, about how long the offer to get a copy of Our Voices Rising goes with those joint collections, and a lot of other great information with you. But I would just want to encourage everybody tonight to take this information to heart, to think about it, and to reach out to the person who invited you here and just kind of let them know what you're thinking. Let them know if you've got any additional questions. And I know that, Audra and I both have that common story of needing to ask a lot of questions before we decided to put our names behind Trades of Hope, because our names are important to us, and I'm sure yours is too. So ask all the questions you need. Get a hold of the home team even, and ask Stacy all the questions.
Just give a shout out to our home team. Like when you hear about Trades of Hope being your own business, it's really not. Like Trades of Hope does such an amazing job giving you the support you need. They do all the hard work for you. They provide all the training, all the resources, all the graphics you need. Our home team customer service is incredible. So whenever you have customers that need to return something or need something, whatever, they are so amazing to help you with anything. And so questions to them as well as to us. I mean, it's just one big happy family, because I don't know what I would do without the home team, really.
Yeah. There's just endless layers of support, because when we succeed as partners, women are set free. Babies get to have a meal that day. Mamas get to keep their families together. Little girls in areas of the world where little girls are never sent to school get to go on and go to college and change the world. And that's what our work does. It might look like jewelry on the surface, but don't be fooled. The jewelry is a vehicle to create jobs that set people free. And I am so proud to be a part of it. And Audra, thank you so much for sharing your story with us tonight. You are one of the people in the world that I value and respect the most. So, sister, I love you. And friends, if you're watching now or you're watching the replay, reach out to us. Let us know if you've got questions, and know that we are always going to be here for you and in your corner. All right?
Yep. It was such a joy to spend time with you tonight, Bobbie. I love you too.
Always. Good night, friends.